Bruce Johnson, president and founder of BizScalers and the BizScalers Club. Today I want to talk to you about the single biggest mistake that most business owners and entrepreneurs make whenever they're designing and building their business. Now, to get started, I want to ask you a question. When you started your business, how did you get it started? If you're like a lot of business owners and entrepreneurs, it was probably one of the following methods. You and a group of friends, or just you individually, said, I need to make some money, let's build a company. And so you went out and said, where's their need? And then let's find a solution, or let's create a solution, and let's take that and build a company. Whether it was you or a group of people, that's pretty common. Nothing wrong with that. Or it might be something where you were looking for a solution yourself, couldn't find it, and you came up with a solution simply to meet your own need. And then other people saw that and they said, hey, that's pretty cool, and can I have that too? And then you began to realize there's actually a business around this thing that I created for me. Again, nothing wrong with that at all. Or maybe it's something where you had a passion to do something or to express something in your life, and you wanted to create a business around meeting that missional need or that passion, and so you created a business around that. Again, nothing wrong with that. Those are very common patterns for ways that most business owners and entrepreneurs start their businesses. Again, nothing wrong. But there is an inherent problem with every single one of those options. And what is that? They all started with you. What you wanted to do and what you wanted to bring out into the world and what you wanted to accomplish. Now, you found a group of people that wanted that thing, but it all started with you. And the problem inherent in that is that at some point in the future, I don't care if that's 5, 10, 15, 20, 30 years from now, at some point, you're probably going to not want to keep doing this company. At some point, you're probably going to want to exit. And that's the problem. That the vast majority of business owners and entrepreneurs do not begin and design and build their business thinking about the end. They think about what they want to do and they bring that out into the world. But you know from selling your thing that just because you want to sell something doesn't necessarily mean someone's going to buy it. In fact, the entire lean startup movement is built around this proposition that the vast majority of entrepreneurs fail because they come up with an idea that they want to sell. They spend a year or 2 years, a lot of money and time building something, bring it out on the market, and then find out no one wants to buy that thing. And so therefore they deal with problem solution fit and product market fit because they're trying to find a problem somebody wants to solve, trying to find a solution that will meet that problem, and then find a market that really likes the product or solution that they came up with. And if you do that and start out with your minimally viable product and get that out and find feedback that people actually want it, then you do more of that thing. In other words, the idea is to figure out what are we trying to sell, and then how do we build the thing that somebody actually wants to buy. Very few business owners and entrepreneurs do that with their company, which is their greatest asset. They build what they want to build, and then at some point in time, they wake up and say, hey, I'm tired of this, or I'm older, or I want to transition out. And then they're trying to sell something that they haven't built so that it's really valuable. And guess whose choice that is? It's yours. It is completely up to you. Believe it or not, the vast majority of businesses that try to sell actually can't sell. And those that do sell for subpar values. I don't think that's where you want to end up. But that is where most business owners and entrepreneurs end up because they made the biggest mistake in designing and building their business. They built it around what they thought was valuable instead of what the end person who's going to buy it thinks is valuable. And that, again, is completely up to you. You can choose to build every day toward whatever you want to build, or you can choose to build toward what somebody actually wants to buy. In fact, I was meeting with one of my good friends here, Bobby Christian, the other day, and he said, really, you don't want to build a company you can sell, you want to build a company that someone wants to buy. And that's a great mental transition that you might want to make. How do I build something that someone wants to buy? If you want to do that, you want to think long term. Who in the future would you like to sell your company to, or who would like to buy your company in the future? Whoever that is, figure out what they think is valuable, and more importantly, what they would want to pay a premium price for. Because if you can figure that out, and then you can build every day toward that, build backwards from the end, then you can still keep building what you're doing right now, solving the problems of the people you're solving from, but doing that at the same time with an eye toward the future. And how do I adjust it so I'm building not just something I want, but I'm building something that somebody in the future would want to buy at a premium price. Believe it or not, that is completely up to you. So if you want to avoid the single most common mistake that most business owners and entrepreneurs make when they're designing and building their business, make sure that you build with the end in mind. You figure out who that person is or who that type of person might be, figure out what they think is valuable, think about what they would want to pay a premium price for, and then build your company all the way along in light of that future vision and not just based on what you want to do this month, this quarter, this year. If you do this, the first one, you end up with a company you may not be able to sell and will probably sell for a subpar value if you do sell it. Or if you do the latter, you can end up with a premium priced company which will sell for a lot more money and you'll have a lot of people bidding on it. The choice is completely yours. Choose wisely. So if you want to avoid the single most common mistake that most business owners and entrepreneurs make when they're designing and building their business, you now know. Don't build just for today. Build with the end in mind and then work backwards. You do that and you'll be so thankful that you did that. Now, hopefully you found this helpful. If you did, I encourage you to pass this along to some other business owners and entrepreneurs so they can avoid that mistake. Make sure that if you haven't done it yet, that you subscribe to our YouTube channel if you're watching this by video, or if you're listening by podcast, you subscribe there as well, because you know that every week my commitment to you is that we're going to give you actionable ideas that you can actually use to build a more scalable and profitable business. So until next week, to your accelerated success, Bruce out.